welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean. And in tonight's top stories, the Virgin Islands Police Department have arrested another suspect in the latest Grove homicide. Here's VI spokesperson Melody Rames with a report on that arrest.
A second suspect has been arrested and charged with murder in the first degree in connection with the death of 19-year-old George Ronald Simpson, who died from gunshot wounds in the parking lot of the Lorraine Village Apartments on January 23rd. Jamal Rivera, age 23, of Estate Grove Place, was arrested Monday, February 2nd at about 3:30 p.m. and charged with the murder of Simpson. Rivera was also arrested earlier that same day and charged with a separate shooting that occurred on January 11th at the Consumer gas station on St. Croix. Rivera was charged with assault in the first degree for firing gunshots in the direction of a male who was sitting in a vehicle. No one was injured in that shooting. Police arrested Adrian Benjamin, 24, of Mutual Homes Housing Community the night of the shooting and charged him with murder in the first degree and reckless endangerment. The murder occurred on Friday, January 23rd. Police responded to a call of shots fired in the Mutual Homes at about 9:30 p.m. Minutes later, another call reported shots fired in the Lorraine Village homes. Simpson died at the scene in Lorraine Village, and 5 other victims were treated for non-life-threatening injuries at the Juan F. Louis Hospital. Acting Police Chief Oakland Benta said on that same day of the shooting that more arrests would be made in the case. He also said that the community was very cooperative with the police and provided descriptions of the suspects and a possible motive for the shootings. Anyone with additional information on the shootings are still urged to call Chief Benta at 778-2211, Police Emergency 911, or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. You can also visit www.crimestoppersusvi.org and submit an anonymous tip online.
And in other news, the 72-hour work restraining order on the Wyndham Golden Resort has been lifted. Speaking now is a representative of Golden Resort on the issue.
On Friday, the Virgin Islands Conservation Society obtained a temporary restraining order from Judge Francis Duramo following evidence that we saw that construction equipment was moving down onto the Great Pond construction site where Golden Resorts wants to build a hotel casino. The reason we got the TRO is that it is our position that the CZM permit that was issued to Golden Resorts expired 3 years ago. There's a procedure in the law to get the permit extended. It requires that you go to either the St. Croix CZM committee or the commissioner of DP&R to get an extension, and they failed to do so. So it expired as a matter of law 1 year after the permit was issued, and he doesn't have a permit to do any construction there. So that was the basis for our TRO, and we're going to have a hearing today by telephone with the judge at 3, and he'll probably let us know then whether he's going to extend the TRO or not. The Virgin Islands Conservation Society has opposed this project from the beginning. There was litigation pending regarding the issuance of the permit that's been pending and gone up all the way to the Third Circuit and back, based upon the invalid environmental assessment report that was submitted by Golden. It was insufficient on many accounts. For example, wants to build the resort too close to the salt pond. There were inadequate studies to determine whether the hotel would even be able to be built on the wet marshland there, or whether it was going to sink into the ground. They never did any ground studies. They did no studies about their plans to discharge brine from distilling plants into the sand. They were going to drill wells and drill it and dump it into the sand, but they never did any studies to see whether that would destroy aquifers or anything else. There's a host of problems with the environmental assessment report, and that's been under legal review, and as I indicated, it's gone all the way to the Third Circuit. And right now what happened is we won with the appellate division of the district court, and then the Third Circuit agreed that they didn't have jurisdiction at this point to review it. And it's gone all the way back to CZM. CZM has to issue findings of fact and conclusions of law based upon what we say is wrong with the environmental assessment report. After it issues the findings of fact and conclusions of law, the court is going to review those and determine whether or not the environmental assessment report met the requirements of law, and if not, we expect as we claim, we expect that it will invalidate the permit based upon its issuance. The difference between that lawsuit and the latest lawsuit is that the first one challenges the issuance of the permit. This one says even if the permit as issued was valid, it's expired, and therefore the project can't go forward for that reason.
Stay with us on News Channel 8. The cruise ship has come and docked, and we have more on the way. Stay with us.